I'm here with Jeff Calloway, the Texas Outlaw poet. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hi.
Glad you're here. So, tell me a little about your poetry.
My poetry is just based on my experiences growing up here in Texas. I try to convey some good messages for youngsters nowadays, kind of based on some of the things that I've been through, in the hopes that by hearing my poems, they might not make the same mistakes that I've made.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
that's good. That's good. And are there any poets out there that have inspired you in regards to what you do or how your poetry is conveyed?
um, as far as famous poets from the past, I would say Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
As far as poets that are around today, I would definitely say Tom the World Poet, who's a poet here in Austin, has inspired me a lot.
Oh, great. Terrific. Terrific. Well, with no more delay, we have Jeff Calloway, the Texas Outlaw poet.
Thank you, sir. Howdy, y'all. My name is Jeff Calloway, the Texas Outlaw Poet. This first poem is called Lost Maples, and it's about a beautiful state park we have here in Texas. And if you ever get the chance, you should go check it out. It's called Lost Maples. North of Vanderpool upon the Sabinal River, with varicolored trees on rolling hills which Mother Nature does deliver, in autumn a most majestic Texas sight. Deep in the heart of Lost Maples, we three friends did camp one night, just Brian, Josh, and I. Sometime shortly thereafter sunrise, in a beautiful berth of first light we arrived, a wondrous wedding of friends to nature's sweet delight. We set out on a 5-mile hike out to our most quaint campsite upon the shores of a clear and meandering stream which the earth did feed from the womb of its natural spring. From atop a mighty limestone peak, my brave Brian did dive into its cool, refreshing deep. Ancient, tall trees live among the splendor of the leaves, yellow, brown, and green. Uvalde big-tooth maples dream dramatic scenery. The green kingfisher sings the song that late October brings to echo against those rocky peaks where golden-cheeked warblers nest and feed in spring, to awaken the great gray fox that sleeps, the white-tailed deer, the bobcats screech, javelinas, armadillos, raccoons root free, with all the flora and fauna who both live together in peace, in nature's sweet, sweet simplicity. And then a lonesome wind did speak to Brian, Josh, and me, a breeze that blew bitter, bittersweet. Up above and beyond a canopy of trees and those scenic streams, the sunlight beams off clearest creeks, beside the deepest variations of steep and rugged limestone canyons, we finally stood atop a gray plateau grassland to admire a limitless landscape of endless wooded slopes that sat softly radiant in evening's pink afterglow. And also, archaeological evidence does show that prehistoric peoples once did roam those rolling hills that rolled and roll from a horizon of black gold to distances unknown. My friend Josh was even told Apaches and Comanches in days of old, both brave and bold, did pose a most menacing threat to those settlers they met who stole their homes, if truth be told. And truth be known, Josh told me so, by the campfire's warmest glow, by the campfire's wildest light later that night. We both agreed that it wasn't right, but that Lost Maples was quite a sight. So while in hammock, Brian slept tight, right within the confines of our quiet and quaint campsite. As Josh and I both drank, we came alive, alive we cried, under that wide open starry sky of Texas night. Just Brian, Josh, and I. Okay, this next poem is called Ballad, and it's for all the young lovers and adrenaline junkies here in Austin. It's called Ballad. Kara met Kane one frozen Friday night on 6th Street in the rain. standing outside of a pool hall called the Ritz in wait of a taxi in vain. Mixed drinks raced through her brain like foredoomed freight trains on her night out with the girls gone insane, with Penny and Jenny and Jane singing a bluesy refrain under that Austin, Texas skyline that I love, lit all glowing with golden and gray, as life came into focus the very first time that Kara laid eyes on Cain, to hallucinate through her mind's eye in utter disbelief the sweetest vision of her future husband in a white wedding day dream. All of this could be seen, all this marital scenery with heart-shaped candy eruptions coming right up out of 6th Street, as Kara conceived their very own children like bleached ivory babies tied to honeymoon balloons by umbilical strings, with a lifetime of fond memories as Al Green sings, a 2-story pink house with a big red door and a gold 2-carat diamond ring. And all of this in just one moment, Kara did magically see that Cain was the man of her dreams. Back into reality, where he stood outside a pizza place just a few feet further down the street, wearing a black leather jacket and smoking a Swisher Sweet. You could smell the pepperoni, you could smell the anchovies under the pizzeria awning, drinking a Pepsi, eating thick slices of 3 cheese on that misty, late, drunken Friday night when Kara and Cain did meet. Skin is symphony and sugar is sweet, so they made love for 6 straight weeks, and I swear you could see it in both of their eyes, that never ever in their lives had they ever felt oh so alive. And it's so nice when life is like a surprise, when effortless sacrifice, sun flesh inside the thighs, blood, here comes, but first she was, ice and hips hit her lavender lips, fine poet, and I'll never forget that every day is like the high dive, so you might as well jump. North, Lamar and Kane's 65 GTO with a motor roaring and raring to go. They left him all the way back to the Colorado, a wake of squad cars, sirens, lights all aglow. You could hear Kara's 40 Taurus unload, her bullets blaze passenger side window. A cop car hit the ditch, another cop car rolled, one cruiser even ran into a telephone pole. A mushroom cloud explodes. Go, Kara and Cain, go. Leave rubber on the road, just like life is the last picture show. Around curves and over hills, over long winding roads, go. Up, atop majestic Mount Benel, where mockingbirds dwell, as legend tells of an amaranth princess and lover who once fell from their very own romantic hell. Up above a vista view of such a wide expanse of both time and land, and from that same mythic peak, so mystic and grand, with gun in hand, Kara and Cain prepared to make their final stand. Even though they knew the man had the upper hand, they still had a plan. And so as long as they had the cops outran, and as they waited for the police to arrive, they made sweet love on that mountainside, as if they had not a thing to hide from this cruel world or that night sky. And as the sirens began to wail and cry nearby, as they stood naked, surrounded by sky on that rocky precipice, Kara gave Cain just one last kiss at the approach of those combat-booted feet. Hand in hand in one lover's leap, they did jump down. Thank y'all.